What's going on, YouTube? We're back today with something a little bit different. We're going to be going with a sports video today about the NFL playoff and the NCAA first playoff games last night against Oregon and Florida State and Alabama and Ohio State. So let's start off with the college football games since they have already happened. And they were both really good games. I enjoyed them both. I enjoyed both outcomes. I wanted both Oregon and Ohio State to win. Oregon in the Florida State game, I thought would be a lot closer than it was till the Seminoles started turning the ball over all over the place. It got bad, but it was so funny to watch. And Jameis Winston just on the one play just fumbled and was going down, just fumbled. And I saw on Twitter someone said it was like him being tackled by Manti Te'o's girlfriend. As we all know, Manti Te'o had the fake girlfriend story, so I thought that was funny. And Oregon just looked good. They look like they should win the national championship when they play Ohio State on a week from the Monday coming up, which will be a great game to watch. It should be closer than the Florida State. It's going to be more like the Alabama-O State game, I think. It's going to be fun to watch, and I hope Oregon does it. I'm picking them to win that game, but that's a later video. We'll get into that next week. And now let's go into the Florida Alabama-O State game. That Alabama looked like they were going to win in the first half. They played great. Then in the second half, they just started making too many mistakes. Sims threw too many crucial interceptions. Ohio State would make a mistake. Alabama would make a mistake, and Ohio State would capitalize on their mistake. So that's what happened. That was the outcome. That's why O State won. And congrats to them, third-string quarterback. Who would have thought that once Braxton Miller went down in the preseason, their second-string quarterback came out and did all right the first game, lost Virginia Tech, which I thought they were done then. I didn't think they could win as many games as they did, go on that huge run and then make the playoffs after losing to Virginia Tech, who is just a terrible team. I think they were at 5. They got 6 wins. Whatever. They were bad. They were really bad. They lost to Wake Forest. They lost to ECU. They beat a bunch of bad teams. They barely beat Virginia. It was a bad season other than the Ohio State game. But they did win their bowl game, which good for them, but it's a bowl game. It doesn't really matter. And Alabama, I was hoping they were going to lose, but I thought they would win. I thought they were the better team, but they not last night. All right, now I want to get into the 4 playoff games this weekend, the 2 on Saturday, with the Ravens and Steelers playing the night game, and the Arizona Cardinals and Carolina Panthers playing the day game on ESPN. The other one is going to be on NBC at 8 something. The first game, Carolina came off a big win against Atlanta last week to win the NFC South. Arizona, third string quarterback. I just don't see it. I see Carolina blowing them out. The line's at 6.5 right now. I'll take that. 6.5. Definitely going for Carolina on this one. I don't think it's gonna be a game. Arizona, third string. They have a great defense, but their offense just can't do anything. I don't understand. It sucks to be an Arizona Cardinals fan this year because it looks so good with Carson Palmer. They look great, and now it's just gone downhill. So I'm going to pick Carolina to win that game. Now there's the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game, Steel City. I want Pittsburgh to win, but it's going to be rainy, nasty, cold, and Le'Veon Bell is now out for the game. Will be out for the game, and the Steelers are still favored, but I don't see Pittsburgh winning this game. Now with Le'Veon Bell out, with the rain, it's going to be a close game, like 3-point game, but I see Baltimore edging out the Steelers this week with Le'Veon Bell being out. They still have Antonio Brown. They signed Ben Tate, I think, this week, which I don't know. I haven't seen him play in a while, so who knows? Maybe if Ben Tate can get it going, they win the game. But if they don't have a running game, there's no chance. Pittsburgh's going to lose. If they get a run game going, it's more in their favor. Now the Sunday game at 1:05. AFC matchup, Indianapolis, Cincinnati. You all know that Cincinnati, Andy Dalton haven't won a playoff game since he's been there. Has even Marvin Lewis won a playoff game? I don't think so. I'm not sure. But the line is Indianapolis winning. I'm going to take that. But it's -3 Indianapolis. I'm going to take that. They should win this game. Andrew Luck. I think they were the number one offense. They played Washington earlier this year. I think they still are. So I'll say their offense is too good, and Cincinnati hasn't showed up in the big game last week for the NFC. What is it? NFC North, I think it is. AFC North. Yes, the AFC North against Pittsburgh. They didn't show up once again. They showed up against Denver, but next week they don't show up. So I'm predicting they don't show up again, and I think Indianapolis will take the game minus. They're favored by 30. I would put that line up a little higher. I think they're going to win more than 30. Oh, I see one -4. Yeah, that's better. And then the last game. Detroit and Dallas. Most of the lines are at 6. Dallas is favored 6.5. Yeah. Detroit played terrible against Green Bay last week, and I don't see Detroit going to Dallas, even though Dallas hasn't been as good at home. They would probably rather play in Detroit, but I just don't see Detroit beating Dallas. Their offense is too powerful. Detroit, Matthew Stafford, I feel like Matthew Stafford's inconsistent. I had him on my fantasy team. I just feel like he's too inconsistent. They played like crap against Green Bay last week. I'm definitely taking Dallas in this game. I don't know if 6.5 is too much. I think it is. I think 6.5 is too much. I see a 7.5 and a -7. I think it'll be closer than that. But I will take Dallas to win the game. I think that one's at 4:40 on Fox. And if Arizona wins, they would go play. Well, if Arizona or Carolina win, they would go play Seattle if Dallas wins. But if Dallas loses, the winner of that game, then Detroit would go play in in Green Bay if Arizona wins, and if Arizona loses, they would play in Seattle. What about the AFC? I don't even know the seeding for the AFC. I think Pittsburgh's the top. Is the 3rd seed. And Indianapolis is the 4th. I'm not sure. I'm not even going to get into that. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'll be back next week. Probably do this Monday night. Will be a recap of the games. And next Friday night, Saturday morning will be the preview of the four